the first decisive battle of Islam, and it is a battle that all of us are familiar with, and it is the Battle of Badr, which took place the very first Ramadan after the Hijrah on the 17th of Ramadan and second year. Hijrah, we all know the story that the small group of Muslims, barely 300 in number, were expecting a caravan to pass by. So they were not prepared, they weren't bearing armor, this was said in a caravan, it was not an army expedition. And raids and expedition are two different things. And the Muslims were prepared to come and take the caravan of Abu Sufyan and then bring it back to Medina. And caravans are not guarded, caravans do not have armies, caravans do not have horses, caravans do not have arms and weaponry. Abu Sufyan heard what happened. He changed his route. He sent for an army from Mecca. So 1,000 soldiers from the Quraysh marched forward. 1,000 armed men with 100 of camels, 100 of horses with military equipment. Then hundreds of suit of armor, and the Muslims were now wondering what to do. Should we proceed? Should we go back? The Holy Prophet ﷺ gave the passionate speech, the talk we all know, and the Sahaba were all riled up. And Sa'id ibn Mu'adh radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, Ya Rasulullah, go forth for by Allah. Even if you take us into the ocean, we will go behind you. And this battle of Badr, the decisive victory that Allah calls Yawm al-Furqan, the day that truth won over falsehood, it took place on the 17th Ramadan. On this day, the icons of Kufr, every single major icon of Kufr was killed or died right after the battle of Badr. And the Muslims barely had a scrape, barely 2 or 3 people died, and the Quraysh had 70 prisoners of war taken to Medina. This day of Furqan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds the believers that on this day, Allah has promised you will be victorious over one of the 2 groups, either the caravan or the army, and you wanted the caravan because that was easier for you. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had wanted something greater than that, so that the truth can be manifest over falsehood. This day of Ramadan, 17th of Ramadan, was the first victory of the Muslims for the Muslims. And now, coincidentally, it occurred in the middle of the month, and the lesson we learned from the victory for us this Ramadan, the lesson we learn is that what, we might not be fully prepared, we might not be fully prepared for the month. How many of us now are trepidation, wondering how I'm going to fast? But just like the Muslims were not prepared to battle. But when Badr came, they stood up for the challenge. When Badr occurred, they put their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the victory. Even if we feel unprepared for the Ramadan, and many of us are spiritually, perhaps even physically unprepared right now, even if we feel unprepared, put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah will cause us to be victorious in the month.